And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hey girl, hey!
Hey! What's poppin', Peña fam? What's poppin'? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another Peña family vlog mukbang. Mukbang? How do you say it?
Mukbang.
Sorry, I will never.
Mukbang.
I will never say it the correct way. I apologize.
Yeah, and we have not really done one of these in a while.
I know. But today we have the beautiful, lovely
Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life. Dude,
Chipotle.
I got double carnitas today. Carnitas.
Let
I
me
got
show them.
carnitas.
Oh yes, honey.
So I got white rice, pinto beans, carnitas, cheese, guacamole, sour cream, and lettuce. And she got the same exact thing except chicken instead of carnitas.
Did you get my order right?
I did get your order
Are
right.
you sure?
And guess what? Hot sauce on the side.
I cannot eat Chipotle without this stuff, you guys. This is what makes Chipotle bomb. I don't understand people that don't... Who's calling me? I don't understand people that don't eat it with this.
I don't eat it with that. But I'm starving, so I'm gonna dive right in.
And I already know you guys are gonna ask, so Ava is with Grandma right now, and Stella is sitting right here. She's in her little seat with her little pacifier, so she's chilling.
She's not chilling.
She's not chilling anymore. But she always gets fussy when I'm eating, so that's probably what's gonna happen. But that's okay, I can just feed her while I eat. It's fine. So tell them what this is about. Tell them why we're recording this mukbang, what's going down.
Sorry, I had to scarf down a couple bites. I'm starving. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do kind of like a little trial run of a podcast. But even though we're not gonna film our podcasts, we are gonna be putting them on hopefully Spotify and iTunes.
But we're only gonna do it if you guys want us to do it. So this is what he means by trial run, because we're gonna kind of act like this is a podcast and just like hang out with you guys and talk and eat. But we're only gonna go with it and actually do real podcasts on iTunes and Spotify if you guys like this trial run. If that makes sense. So if you guys like this and you think you would be interested in us doing podcasts, maybe like what, once a week? Then comment down below and let us know, and based on what you guys are saying, we'll decide if we're gonna do it or not, because it is a whole nother, like, it's opening the door to a whole nother thing, you know what I mean? And, you know, we have our hands full to begin with, so we're only gonna do it if you guys really want that. But I just know, like, he listens to podcasts, he loves podcasts, and I know you guys could listen to them, like, on your way to work or school, whatever, or just whenever you have, like, free time to do it. So I think it would be a good idea, but we want to know what you guys think.
And one thing I like about podcasts is that whoever's doing the podcast, for example, I watch like a few different ones, or I mean, I listen to a few different ones, but you really get to understand who they are as people. We're different in vlogs than we will be in podcasts, if that makes sense, because you can really understand how we think, what we think on certain topics. Like,
we don't go into detail in our vlogs. We just show you our kids and just kind of like laugh a little bit. But in podcasts, we would be able to do like,
we would be able to go into detail on like specific topics. So I picked a random topic today.
Thank you, Lord, for this food. May it bless our bodies. We love you so much in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. So I picked a topic for today for us to talk about, and we'll just see where it goes. So today's topic is, how is it...
I have no idea what this is. What's the topic?
How is it to be young parents or married young at a young age? So I feel like that's a very broad topic, and we can kind of, you know, go anywhere with this, but I feel like that's a good topic to start off on. From my perspective, being a young parent is amazing because I wanted to be a young parent. So if you get something that you want, you're obviously gonna love it. But at the same time, you know, it's a lot of work. I feel like one kid is a lot of work, but 2 kids is even more work. But at the same time, it's so much easier for us to be parents since we're self-employed. So like, since we can work from home, since we can vlog, we don't have to go punch in and punch out at a job and leave our kids with, grandparents or at a daycare or something like that. So I feel like it's a lot easier for us as parents. So I think that's super beneficial.
Yeah, like as you guys can see, you guys know that, we work from home. Stella is sitting right next to us. Ava is with grandma, but that's only because Ava wanted to visit grandma. It's not because we're like, okay, we need a babysitter. We need to hire a babysitter from this time to this time.
Stuff like this is a little challenging for us, but we're blessed enough to be able to be in this position, so we don't look at it as a negative thing.
I think the most challenging thing is, honestly, other people, not ourselves, because to me, it's annoying when other people are like judging you for having kids at such a young age. I honestly think that's the hardest part.
The first time we went to buy a baby, I think, for the registry for Ava, they were like, oh, you're pregnant? And we were like, yeah, and she's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, no, it should be a happy thing or like a congratulations, not a I'm sorry.
Yeah, or you can just tell people just like look at you differently for looking young and having kids. They probably just assume, oh, they're just, she got knocked up, that's the baby daddy, they're not even married, they're like 16 and having kids, pobrecita. They just look down at you, and honestly, I think that's the hardest part. I could honestly care less because I wish somebody would tell me something when I'm out with my kids. But that's honestly the hardest part because we're doing just fine on our own. We live a good life, like we love this life, and we chose this life for a reason. You know what I mean? So I think the hardest part is going out and having people tell you all their opinion. They think their opinion matters to you, and they think that your opinion is going to, make an impact on your life. But most of the time, they're just being negative. I think because when you have something rare, for us, it's being married and having kids young. That's pretty rare. So when you have something rare, other people are going to look at you funny, or look at you like, why are you doing something different than everybody else? And it's not a bad thing because not everyone is mature enough to have kids. Not everyone is,
in a position to where they can have kids.
Or not everyone can handle this life. Like, this life is hard, but we love it. People always ask me, like, how do you freaking do it? Like, or why don't you tell me when you need help? Or, all this stuff. And it's just like, if we were like suffering or like, you know what I mean? If we were struggling, we wouldn't be afraid to ask for help, but we didn't put ourselves in that position, to say, oh my gosh, poor me, I'm so busy, I have these kids, like, they're crazy, I have to change their diapers, I have to breastfeed them. Like, no, we chose this life because we wanted this life. It's crazy, but we love it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know so many people out there that they want that life, and then when they do it, they get judged for doing what they want. But it shouldn't be an issue for knowing what you want in life,
Yeah. So a huge topic for new parents or new moms, I should say, is breastfeeding. Now, one thing that I always think of breastfeeding is...
you going there?
One thing that I always think of breastfeeding is like being in public.
Yeah.
And you're like, say we go to Target and you have to feed Stella.
Yeah.
Speaking of breastfeeding, this is what I'm talking about. Say we were in Target and she needed to eat, and like I just said, she's a lot more dramatic than Ava, so she will scream her head off if she's really hungry or if she wants to eat. Amanda will feed her in Target while we're walking around, or go and sit down and feed her. And one thing that a lot of people, say is, I'll breastfeed anywhere, and a lot of other people will say, I think that it's very private and it's something that you shouldn't do in public. What are your thoughts? I know where you stand, but they don't.
Yeah, I think, well, for me, I will breastfeed her anywhere. Like, okay, she's gassy, so I'm gonna burp her before I feed her more. But with Ava, I think because she was my first, I was very kind of like shy when it came to breastfeeding. Even if I was at your parents' house, I would like make sure I was completely covered, and like I wasn't how I am now. Now I realize like there's nothing to be afraid of. Breastfeeding is normal. It's natural. Like, that's how it's beautiful. That's how your baby eats. Like, I don't look at my boobs as my boobs. I look at it as, okay, those are my daughter's food. Just like cow's milk, we some of us drink cow's milk. It's a cow's boob. Like, it's coming from a cow's boob, you know what I mean? You don't look at it that way, but that milk came from a cow's boob. So that's literally her lifeline. And why would I be ashamed of that? And why would I try to hide that, you know? So I'm not gonna go out to Target and just whip my boob out and be like, hey guys, like, look at me, I'm breastfeeding. That's not how you do it. There's a way to do it, and that's not how you do it. And I know some people who do it that way, and you know, that's you. You wanna call attention to yourself, that's you. But that's just not me. So I will go out to Target and breastfeed her, you know, but I'll cover up and say it's like super hot out and she doesn't want to be covered. Like the other day, I was trying to breastfeed her, and I think our friends were over, and she was just like screaming her head off because she didn't want to be covered. So I just took the cover off, and then I was kind of just like covering with my hand. Like, there are ways to do it.
Okay, now what if someone said, oh my gosh, cover yourself up, you're in public.
I wish somebody would. I honestly wish somebody would tell me something, because I will have a lot to say to that person. Like, you can eat, you know, but my daughter can't. Like, you can eat in public, but my daughter can't. That does not make sense to me. Some people, it's crazy. Some people, they don't see breastfeeding as their food. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever. It's almost like it's like a snack or something. Like, no, they need that. They need to eat. And so, I don't know. I don't get those people. Your opinion is kind of biased because I'm your wife. So what did you think of breastfeeding before I started breastfeeding?
I still had the same respect for it. I didn't know much about it, honestly. Like, I know a lot more about it now. Where when I was younger, I mean,
You just...
boob, baby, that's it.
Yeah.
No?
I know. Okay, so while we're on the topic of kids, what do you think about lying to your kids? Like,
lying to my kids, like, as in, like, fictional characters and...
Like, just lying in general.
I feel like lying is never
good. Are you
good.
going to tell them something to protect them?
No, I will never do that. I only feel that lying... I don't think that lying is ever good. Ever. But I feel like that at a certain age, like if a kid says something and it's like not appropriate for them to hear the truth yet, I feel like either A, changing the topic very like subtly, or like kind of going around the question is the best way to go, in my opinion. I don't know, but I've never been in that situation. I haven't been in that situation yet. But no, Ava and Stella are gonna know everything that I know.
Yeah.
So like, even if it's like scary or you know, not the best, I feel like they deserve to know that, because I do, you know?
Yeah, like for example, when bless you, child. When I found out about my dad being my dad, like I found out when I was 8. That can be a whole nother podcast topic.
That'll be a whole nother podcast
but
topic.
Like that, it's like I'm sure it was super hard for my mom to be like, okay, when should I tell her, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's certain things in life that are hard to tell your kids.
Yeah, really.
And it's like, okay, she's mature at 8 years old, but should I wait till she's 18? Like, you just don't.
And then you never know, like there's a fine line that you don't know when, you know, like, yeah, you might be mature at 8 years old and you're going to react one of two ways. You're either going to take it and be like, oh, okay, that's cool, thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Or B, you're going to freak out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, will I want to risk the freak out just to tell you that this, like,
before you're 18.
It's tough to like break down and like sit you down and tell you something. Certain things you can kind of avoid, especially when they're younger. I would say anywhere from like 6, 7, 8 and under. It's really easy to like, Dada, what is this? Yeah. Oh, look at this butterfly.
Yeah,
you know, like it's very easy to like kind of change subjects really quick. But like as they get older, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, teenagers, like they know, you know? Yeah. It's like, Dad, what's this? Oh, look at this butterfly. They're going to be like, okay, I know what it is now,
Dad.
You know?
That is one of the hard things about having kids, especially at a young age.
That's why.
But honestly, whether we're 23 or whether we're, 43, you still have to go through those decisions and those like trial and error. That's just another hard thing about having kids. Kids in general, not kids at a young age. I would just say kids in general, because they're such a blessing. They are amazing. They are full of love. I don't know how we lived our lives before them. Like, they are just so full of love, and we love them so much, and they just bring so much joy into our lives. But with that being said, it's heartbreaking having kids. Like, it's literally heartbreaking.
I don't see it.
Well, you don't see it yet, but when you have to go through those hard times, or just even worrying about them 24/7 when they're older, or all the time, like
now that's something that I understand.
I pray over all of us like every day, because you have so much responsibility, and that's what I don't think people get that until you have kids. You don't realize how much of a responsibility having kids is.
For example, like when I was in school, or like a little bit younger, under 18, even above, like now, to this day, my parents worry about me.
Yeah.
But like,
and now
I didn't understand.
Now you get why your parents worry.
Yeah,
when you
like,
have kids, you understand it.
I didn't understand, like, Chris, when you get there, text me. Like, dude, really? Like, you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going to be. You know how long I'm going to be there. And then when I leave, I'll call you and be like, hey, I'm on my way home. Or I'll be home in 20 minutes. Like, it's really not that serious. But like now, even if she goes down the street, or, you know, or if I'm going down, hey, I'm going here, or hey, I'm going there, I can like picture when Ava is, you know, 10 or 12 or 14.
Going to a friend's house.
Dad, can I go to the mall with my friends? Or like even my sisters, can I go to the movies with my friends? And it's like, well, yeah, sure, but you're gonna worry the whole time.
Yeah.
No matter what, like, even though you know that God got our back and everything's gonna be fine, you just never
it's just
know.
In you if you didn't have that inside of you to worry, your kids would not survive. Like, if we didn't have those instincts inside of us, things wouldn't be going right. Okay, so one of the main reasons we are gonna, most likely, depending on what you guys say, do these podcasts is because we can't talk about everything here on YouTube like we would want to, because we have different ages of viewers and it's just not really appropriate. And we want to have variety. So you can come on our YouTube channel and see our fun family vlogs, but then if you want something more serious, you can go to our podcast and just pick whatever title you want.
Serious.
And so yeah, that's one of the reasons we're super excited, because if you don't want to watch our vlogs, you could listen to our podcast, or if you're the type of person that doesn't want to listen to our podcast, you can still watch our vlogs. But we really, really want to know your opinion. So we're kind of throwing this video out there to ask for your opinion. So please comment down below what you think. And if you have any ideas for our podcast, because we already have a million ideas. We already have a name for it. Like, if you guys give us the green light, we're gonna do this thing.
Before we end today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're running low on stock on our merch. So if you haven't copped it already, go check it out, www.peñafamilyvlogs.com.
Everything is made with love and our blood and sweat. No, I'm just kidding. Chris makes everything, but both of our ideas go into it, and we really put a lot of work into it. So if you guys want to get something, please get it now while we have this stuff, because I don't know if I should say this or not, but we're gonna have a bunch of new stuff coming soon.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're gonna change the whole website. We're gonna just, what's it called? Revamp.
We
Revamp
kind of already did, but we're gonna do it to like
the next
max.
level.
So
Guys, like, our merch is about to be even better than it is right now. If there's like a certain size on there that is not available, please email us, because we will go out of our way to get that for you if you want the designs that are on there right now.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Those two designs I love. I don't know. I love it. And I know some people couldn't get it when we first talked about it, but now they can. So yeah, just go over there, check it out if you want to. New, better things coming soon. New merch, new podcasts. We're excited.
You know we can't end today's video without giving a post notification shout out. So the shout out goes to
Brooklyn Carolee. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being a Peña Family subscriber and showing us a bunch of love in the comment section. We love you so much. So like always, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a
big thumbs up.
And if you're new to our channel and you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Make sure to click that subscribe button, because we do vlog
daily.
But we love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Besito.